Welcome to Mont Blanc Yoga, Yoga Nidra, entitled Transitions and Changes. Find comfort for yourself, either lying or seated, maybe lying on your side, curled up, or seated on the floor with your knees drawn in towards you, leaning against a wall and taking its support, or whatever position feels natural, where you feel most relaxed and able to just be for a while with no need to move. Use cushions, pillows, blankets and throws to pad around you and to cocoon you in your space. If you feel happy to do so, gently close your eyes, letting the room and the world around you dim and moving further inwards to a sense of your space. Feel the closeness of the blanket and clothes on your skin and the coolness of the air as it touches you. We come to our intentions and Sankalpa for this evening or today. Yoga Nidra subtly allows us to transition and change. So think now of how you are and where you are physically and emotionally in life. And thinking of this, if there was one word to describe a change you would like to bring to yourself, what would it be? It might be to bring contentment, to bring energy, to bring joy, to bring drive or focus. Let the word that comes first to you become your intention, your Sankalpa, and then add it to the phrase, "This will bring." Now say this, your Sankalpa, your intention, to yourself, either in your head or out loud. Say this 3 times with a slight pause in between each repetition, a breath or so in between. In repeating your Sankalpa to yourself, in doing this, you have planted the seed for change into your subconscious, and the transition in you begins from here. Now be aware of the hum of noise in the distance, not attaching any labels to it, and just slowly listen to it fade, as you then change to being aware of the noises around you in the room. Those noises are closer, but still outside of your space. Draw your attention away from the noises in the room and inwards, and begin to listen to the sound of you, your pulses, your rhythms, your heartbeat. Now listen only to your breathing, watching its pattern, noticing the change from the inhale to the exhale and back again. Focus on the transition from the in to the out, without controlling or manipulating, just letting it happen. Focus right on the point where the breath hangs, a tiny split second as it turns from one movement to the other. No need to do anything but witness it. A constant automatic response, moving in and out of you, ebbing and flowing like the waves on a beach. Notice any smells around you, not giving them names, just seeing them change from one to another, and then allowing them to blend and disperse. And take your attention to the taste in your mouth. Any lingering tastes from food passing through it. Any familiar tastes in your mouth without a name. Then let them blend into one and disappear from your awareness. Change your focus now and come to your right foot, to the extreme edge of you. Come right to the tips of your toes and feel the end of you like a full stop. The tip of your big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, the tip of your baby toe. Follow from the tips of your toes as they change from soft to the harder tissues of your toenails, and along the length of the toes till all 5 connect and become your right foot. The ball where the knuckles become joined to the longer bones that transform into the curve of the instep and the straight outside edge running into your heel. The whole of your right foot. Focus on where it becomes part of the ankle, feeding into your right leg. The knobbly bones on the side of your right ankle. Imagine the bones connecting together, transitioning from one part of the limb to the other, whilst the tissue, the muscles surrounding the joint, weave through together to support it. Watch the shape change from your ankle as your calf and your shin begin. The muscle curve swelling on your right calf, and then changing shape again as you come to your right knee. Perhaps the skin surface changes too. The front of your right knee hard, the back of the knee soft and springy. Be aware of the transition here, where the bottom of your right leg is joined by the knee to the upper leg. Smaller, shorter bones and muscles, and then longer, stronger bones and muscles. Trace up the whole length of your right leg, from the tips of the toes and the tip of you to the top of the thigh, with the many transitions and yet one complete limb, the whole of your right leg. Now change your focus and come to your left foot, and again the extreme edge of you. The tips of the toes on your left foot. Feel the end again of you, like a full stop. The tip of your big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and the tip of the baby toe. Follow from the tips of your toes on your left foot as they change from soft to the harder tissue of your toenails and along the length of them till all 5 connect and become your left foot. To the ball where the knuckles become joined to the longer bones that transform into the curve of the instep and the straight outside edge running into your heel, the whole of your left foot. Focus now on where it becomes part of the ankle, feeding into your right leg, the knobbly bones on the side of your left ankle. Imagine the bones connecting together, transitioning from one part of the limb to the other, whilst the tissue, the muscles surrounding that joint weave together and support it. Follow as the shape changes from your ankle and your calf and shin begin. The muscle curve swelling on your left calf, then changing shape again as you come to your left knee. Perhaps again the skin surface changes too. The front of the knee hard, the back of the knee soft and springy. Be aware of the transition here, where the bottom of your left leg is joined through the knee to the upper leg, where smaller, shorter bones and muscles transition and become longer, stronger bones and muscles. Trace up the whole length of your left leg from the tips of the toes to the top of the thigh. Many transitions, many changes in shape, and yet one complete limb. The whole of your left leg. Now become aware of that place where your body begins and your thighs end, where your limbs change to your core. See your body as a whole, from pelvis to collarbone. Now watch where your buttocks change to your waist on the back of your body. The change in the curve directions, the change from muscle to softer tissue, and then moving up, becoming harder again, where your back ribs begin. Trace up further to the solidity of your shoulder blades. Then drop back down and come to where your limbs stop and the front of your body begins. Where the softness of your belly changes to the pointed hardness of your pelvic bones, to the curve and dip over and around your belly button, to the hard projection of your ribs again at the front, swelling out and up over your chest, to the sudden stop at your collarbones. The whole of your body transitioning from front to back, the whole of your body. Come to your shoulders and then move right down to your right fingertips. Again, an extremity of you where it starts and stops. Trace up your fingers over small joints and larger knuckles of separate bones, changing in length and width as they move up to the hand. Find where one changes to the other. Notice a join on the back of the hand where the knuckles protrude, and the join on the palm of the hand softer to allow movement. Follow where the palm runs into the thumb, And then down the side of the thumb to where the whole of the hand transforms into your wrist. Bones, tissues, muscles, all connected, woven together. Again, trace the curve of your forearm to where it widens and your elbow allows the movement from lower arm to upper arm. And follow the widening of muscles and tissue and bones up to where the limb ends. Trace up the whole length of your right arm, from the tips of the fingers to the shoulder. Many transitions, and yet one complete limb. The whole of your right arm. The whole of your right arm. Move to the other side of you and come to your shoulders on your left side. And then move your attention right down to your left fingertips. That extremity of you where you stop. Trace up through your fingers, over the joints and knuckles and separate bones, changing in length and width as they move up to become your hand. Find where one changes to the other. Notice the joins on the back of the hand, the protruding knuckles, and the softness on the palm of the hand. Follow where your palm runs into your thumb and down the side of the thumb to where the whole of the hand transforms through your wrist. Again, trace the curve of your forearm to where it widens and come to your elbow. The transition from lower arm to upper arm. And follow the widening of muscles and tissues and bones up to your shoulder to where your left arm ends. Trace up the whole length of your left arm, from the tips of the fingers to the shoulder. Many transitions, and yet one complete limb. The whole of your left arm. The whole of your left arm. Now move to your neck and trace along it as it transitions front and back into your skull. Where one begins, the other ends. Follow the curves, left to right, up and down. Moving from your chin and jaw to lips and cheeks. Moving from the tip of your nose to the dip between your eyes. The changes from soft tissue to hard bony structures. The change at your eyebrows and hairline as skin transitions from smooth to hair covered. The whole of your head, one complete entity with so many different parts. The whole of your head, the whole of your head. Become aware of the changes throughout your body, from soft to hard. The changes from warm to cool. The changes from rough to smooth. The changes from curved to straight. The changes from soft tissue to bone. The changes throughout your body from inside to outside. Leave all this now and begin to visualize a tree, your own particular choice of tree, tall, small, of any shape, of any size. Imagine this tree now as the seasons change from one to another. Imagine the leaves on the branches beginning to curl and lose their glory. The majority still attached, a few already at rest around the foot of the tree. The tree looks rather sad to us, but it isn't. It waits for the leaves to change colour, enjoying the golden show as a final flourish of the beauty of autumn, and then releasing them into the wind to take them off on a journey, knowing their purpose is not finished, as they will drop to the ground and return to the soil to bring new energy to this tree and others. Imagine the tree now in winter, bare and dormant. It takes the goodness from the earth, from the humus of its own leaves, storing their nourishment and awaiting the transformation of spring. The change begins as tiny buds form on the branches, and slowly they open, pale and small and fragile looking. The tree is recloaked, coming to life again as the new leaves grow and darken into many shades of green, taking in the goodness of the sunshine as spring changes to summer now. The tree is once again glorious and flamboyantly waves its covered branches. Enjoying this moment, and yet knowing that changes will always happen in its life cycle, and that without the changes, life would be stagnant and dull, no matter whether cloaked in beauty or bare. Nature knows it's all right to go with the transitions brought through the change of the seasons and time. Now, listen to my next words, which will change from one to the other quickly. And let the visualization that comes just happen. Try not to attach yourself to it, just let them pass through. I begin. A clock. The sun. The moon. A twinkling star. A baby's hand. A toddler laughing. A school bag. A raindrop. A storm cloud. A rainbow. Blue sky. A yellow car. A long road. Green traffic lights. A warm fire. A large table. Steaming plates of food. Lots of people smiling. Bring your attention now back to you in your space, to your right foot, turning into your right ankle and becoming your right calf, your right knee, your right thigh, the whole of your right leg. Bring your attention back to you in your space, to your left foot, turning into your left ankle, becoming your left calf, left knee, left thigh, the whole of your left leg. Bring your attention back to you in your space, to your legs changing to your body, to your pelvis, your hips, your tummy, your back ribs, your front ribs, your shoulders, your chest, your collarbones, the whole of your body. Bring your attention back to you in your space, to your right fingers becoming your hand and wrist, to your forearm and your right elbow, moving into your upper arm, the whole of your right arm. Bring your attention back to you in your space, to your left fingers, to your left hand and wrist, becoming your forearm and your left elbow, and moving on to your upper arm, the whole of your left arm. Bring your attention back to you in your space, to your neck, to your head, to the whole of your face. Bring your attention back to you in your space, to the whole of you, the whole of you. And begin now to transition into total awareness through your senses. Feel again that sensation of your tongue against your teeth and the taste on your tongue. Become aware again of sounds in the room and further away. Begin to watch the changes of light through your eyelids and feel the touch of the air and materials on your skin around your body, and the air coming in and out of your nostrils. As you notice again the changes in your breath and its rhythm. Focus and take control of your breath now by inhaling very slowly and smoothly through your nostrils if they're available. Taking the breath slowly down through your body as far as you can. Slowly changing to the exhale. Take this in your own time. 2 or 3 more gentle breaths, filling your body, your belly, and watching as you control the transition to let it flow out of you. Your Yoga Nidra is now complete. Move from stillness now to bringing some energy back to your toes and your feet and your fingers and your hands. Take a full stretch, maybe draw your knees up to your chest and softly rock on your back body from side to side. And welcome that change, that energy flooding back into and through you. If you haven't already opened your eyes, do so. But come to stillness for a moment longer. Before we finish, I'd like to leave you all with a few words on change and moving on from one of the 5 wisest philosophers I know Winnie the Pooh, who said, I always get to where I am going by walking away from where I've been. Now roll to your side and take a couple of breaths and come to cross-legged if you're comfortable. Bring your hands into Heart Mudra and Jali Mudra, our gratitude seal, if this is in your practice. Please remember, Yoga Nidra can leave lots of things behind after the process. Transition and changes, emotionally and physically. So take it slowly and make sure you rehydrate, as it does also have the effect of affecting your inner organs. Be kind to yourself now and into tomorrow. In fact, always be kind to yourself. Namaste.